if you can talk just as good as him, huh?
Just, you're going to give me a go, are you? Q&A? Yep.
Jacket on those, yeah.
So we've got the two boxers here. A week tomorrow is the fight. Go to www.itbboxoffice.co.uk to register. So go there now and register for the fight a week tomorrow. We've got David Price on the undercard as well, Adam Etches and Kid Galahad. But the main event, Chris Eubank Jr. and Reynold Quinlan. Reynold, welcome to the UK. Sorry about the weather. So what was the temperature when you left Sydney?
It was 38.
38, okay. 38 degrees centigrade. Yes. Okay, just to make that clear. Yeah. And congratulations, you had a baby boy last week.
This week, last Friday.
And what's the little fella's name?
Quaid.
Quaid. Okay. So you saw him for what, a day, and then you jumped on a plane?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Blessed to see him.
Yeah. Was that hard to leave him?
No. Wasn't alright.
Well, you got some sleep on the plane anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us why you've decided to take this fight.
It's a challenge. I love challenge. And I challenged myself to come over, defend my title against Chris Eubank. But fight night, you'll see.
What are we going to see?
A war. And I'm walking away with my belt's not standing. So.
What I saw when we were taking pictures is that you gave your belt to me and let me touch it. In my mind, you've lost the fight already. If it was my belt, you would never touch it. I don't care what the
I'll give you
say.
a feel of it.
Yeah, well, still, that's a
It's
symbol.
gonna be the last time
That's
you're
a
gonna touch
symbol
it.
of your achievement. You
It's
should
gonna
let
be
me
the last
touch
time
it.
you touch it. So.
We'll find out.
Why do you think he shouldn't let you touch it? What's it a sign of in your view?
This is a world title belt that he worked so hard to get. You don't let your opponent touch it because the cameraman says, "Can you guys take a picture with it?" So no, this is my belt. This is my belt. That's in my opinion. He pushed the belt towards me too quickly. He did what he was told. If it's my belt, it's staying with me the whole time.
What did you think of his win over Daniel Gill?
He knocked him out. So it was a good win. Daniel Gill is a former world champion. So full respect to that. And I do respect the fact that this man's come over here from Australia. He's come over to a foreign territory. Doesn't know anybody. He hasn't got any fans over here, and he's challenging, one of the most exciting fighters in the world. He didn't have to do that. He could have taken easier routes. He could have stayed in his part of the world and take easier fights. So in that respect, I have respect for him. But that's where the respect starts and finishes. On the night, as they say in the military, I'm going to proceed with extreme prejudice. And that belt is well, enjoy it for the next 8 days, because after that, he's coming back to England.
Did you take the fight as well because you want to make your name better known across the world? You're big news down under. But did you take the fight as well because this is an opportunity for the rest of the boxing world to hear about you?
It is an opportunity, but like I said, it's a challenge for me.
It's not just a challenge.
So
you're running up a mountain with this one.
The mountain is easy for me to run up. I'll sprint up it.
Okay.
Fight night, you want to see. That's all I can say.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little about your background, Reynold.
My background, my dad's Aboriginal, my mum's Fijian. I grew up, never had my father and mother raise me. I grew up hard, but that's the past. I don't dwell on the past. I changed my lifestyle around with my boxing career for my family. And I took it on a whole other level growing up back home. We caught up in the wrong crew. And like I said, the boxing is a discipline to me and changed my life. So yeah.
I mean, you hear that story a bit, but you're saying in your case that's the classic true story of what boxing did for your
It
life.
is a classic true story. And I guess a lot of great boxers have got a story behind them, past and growing up. So I think Christian would know that, and a lot of people know that too.
And your Aboriginal roots are very important to you, aren't they?
Yes, they are. My Aboriginal roots are very important to me.
What do they bring to your life particularly? Is it a way that you like to lead your life by?
Well, it's something different. That my Aboriginal roots. The past is the past, but I love the culture. My culture on both sides. On my mum's side, Fijian, and on my dad's side. So it's, to me, they're both the same.
And when you have a look at the bookmakers, and they have Chris at sort of, some of them have them at 250 to 1 on to win. I mean, in other words, as far as the bookmakers are concerned, it is no contest. Do you find that a bit insulting?
I don't take notice of it. If they don't lose their money, go ahead. Bet. Put the odds on me. I'm not paying. I don't know what I'm paying. So.
Is that about right in your point of view? Are you that odds on that it's not worth having a bet?
I'm not a betting man. I don't gamble. I believe in working hard and earning your keep, not hoping something happens and throwing money on it. But this is I've been working for this my entire life, my entire career, to get to this stage, to fight for a world title, and to do it on ITV. It's a privilege. It's a huge opportunity. The reach that you guys have is unparalleled. So I believe it's going to be a hell of a fight.
And to follow in Dad's footsteps. I mean, that must mean, obviously we talked to him a lot about his role in your life, in your career. But to follow in his footsteps, how much would that mean?
To follow in his footsteps, to follow in all the greats. This is what a fighter wants to achieve in his career. To be able to say, yeah, I did it. To have a legacy, to have kids coming up and looking up and saying, I want to be like that guy. And this is the ticket. This is the ticket. Having that belt puts me in a position to then go and clean up these divisions, middleweight, super middleweight. There's a lot of great fights to be had out there. And just because I'm fighting for the super middleweight title doesn't mean that I'm forever going to be restricted to the super middleweight division, because obviously there are super fights there to be made in the middleweight division.
Is Golovkin the one that you really want? You've talked about that before.
I don't know how many more times I got to say it. I know I can beat the guy. I know I can beat him. Great power. That's what that man brings to the table. But I've sparred with heavyweights. I've taken beatings throughout my entire career from massive guys who Golovkin could never punch harder than. So the fact that he can punch doesn't affect me. It doesn't scare me. And once you look past that, what could he beat me with? He's not faster than me. His defense isn't better than mine. This is a man who openly says he likes getting hit. He likes, he's not hard to hit. In my opinion, boxing is about being hit and not getting hit. That's my philosophy. He obviously doesn't share that. So a huge fight to be made in the future. And obviously we've got my old arch nemesis, Billy Joe Saunders at middleweight. That's another fight that I want and will not stop until I get.
Is that an itch that you can't help scratching? That's
exactly what it is. It's a right, it's a wrong that I have to get right. It's always hard when, especially when you have a loss and you don't feel like you really lost the fight. You know that you're the better fighter. So that's a fight that has to be made at middleweight at some point. And now that we've got this platform here at ITV, there's no reason why these fights can't be made this year.
www.itvboxoffice.co.uk. Go there now and register for the fight a week tomorrow. So what are you going to bring to the ring then in Olympia? What's your style? What are people going to see?
Fireworks. You're going to see fireworks. And I guess everyone sit there and be there early and see for themselves. I don't talk myself up, but my life is there talking. I mean, EUBANK's 2 different people. So, Feb 4th, be there, watch, register.
So you don't take a step back, you meet fire with fire, you're on the front foot.
If you want to play with fire, you can play with fire. So I think that's what I mean.
But you do know that it's going to take more than just fireworks and sparklers to beat me, right?
Maybe I'll chuck petrol on it. So it makes it bigger.
You're gonna,
So you never know what can happen, man.
You need an army. You need your whole Aboriginal tribe to
I
come
need
over here to beat me.
And that's how you beat Daniel Gill, didn't you? I mean, you beat him in the second round. So,
A lot
from the first
a
bell.
lot of people told me against Gill, shouldn't take the fight. When you're mentally focused, ready, and you got to believe in yourself, nothing will stop you, no one. Coming in 12 fights, professional fights, I don't think EUBANK I don't think his dad would have took the fight if he was only had his 12 professional fight. He's been in his dad's shadow for his whole career, even off his dad's name. He has to be himself. It's either he's better than his father, or he's not better than his father. I think his dad was the best back in the day. I think he'd be better than him. Whether he says that his son's better than him, I don't think so. Fight night comes, you will see, and Chris will see too.
So I hear that comment a lot.
I'm sure you do, yeah.
Living off your father's name, you know. You're only boxing because your father used to box. And it amazes me when people say that, because it's like, as what's the line in that movie? You've got the movie Snatch. It doesn't matter if your name is Muhammad, Ahmad, Bruce Lee. It doesn't matter what your name is. If you can't fight, you can't fight. You can't do the things that I've done in my career. A name can only get you so far. Eventually, if you don't have the spice, you don't have the sauce, you're going to get found out.
But when you hear people say it, whether it's an opponent or whether it's a punter or a journalist or the media or whatever, do you think I'm going to show them that I am equally as good as him, if not better?
I'm not. My mission isn't to worry about what my father did and to always compare myself to him. My goal is to be the best fighter I can be, to build my own legacy, be my own man, and to win my own world titles. The comparing and his father did that, and I leave that to the fans and to people like him who believe that I'm only in the game because of my father. For me, this world title that I'm going to win in 8 days, that's the start of a long and fruitful journey. I'm going to be in the game for at least another 10 years, and my goal is to take all the titles, to take all the belts in the middleweight and the super middleweight division. And here we begin on February 4th.
How big a fight is this in Australia? Because you're a big name there, but you want to be a bigger name.
This is a big fight for my career, and because from back home, but it is what it is. Come all the way in, but Chris is a big name in the UK. Just can't wait.
Yeah, because you mentioned his dad. So growing up, you would have known the stories of Chris and Nigel Benn and the middleweight and super middleweight division of those days.
Yeah, watched a bit of them. It's a good laugh.
Like good laugh? What do you mean by that?
It's a good laugh, but just the way they are for each other.
There was nothing funny about their rivalries. That was
to me it was.
Some of the most vicious fights in boxing history. If you find that funny, then you're not really a true fighter.
To me, like I said, we're both different.
Well, if you find that type of thing funny, then you're going to find February 4th hilarious, because you're going to get
a lot of people laugh now, but
it's going to be hilarious.
Have you got a game plan?
No,
I mean, Chris told us what Chris Jr.'s weakness might be. Keeps his hands a bit low. Have you got a game plan?
No, not really. I don't have a game plan. I just adapt to what's in front of me.
Okay.
Natural talent.
So you've flown all the way over here from Australia with no plan at all. You're just going to get in there and wing it? Is that what you're telling everybody?
Yeah, some fun.
Wow, you're in some serious trouble, my friend.
Tell him to stand up now then, Ray.
I tell you what, we've got a couple of minutes left. Why don't you get the belt? So everybody's watching this on YouTube can see your belt and can see what it is that Chris wants to take off you. You going to let him touch it this time?
I'll let him touch it.
Hey,
I'm,
there you go, Chris.
I'm going to do you a favour and I'm going to keep my hands off it until after the fight.
Okay. This last one.
Once I
It's a
earn it,
boomerang, so
then
it comes back.
then I'll take it.
It's a boomerang, so it comes back.
We'll see.
So this is it.
We talk about game plans. You back your natural talent every time. But do you have a game plan as such?
You know, I'm searching and destroying. I'm going to go in there and, you know, the ring is my kitchen and you're getting cooked. Seasoned, cooked, fried, sauteed, all of that.
You might have the right ingredients, man.
Ah, yeah.
You got the
Ah,
right
yeah, Ren.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. That's it.
Okay, boys, you just want to stand up so everyone at home can see you. I'll get to one side.
Just quickly on those odds, 250 to 1. Where do we get that
I'll
on?
tell you after about that.
Yeah, I
Down the camera there.
I
Everyone
don't think
can
it's
see
true.
you
That's why.
watching it live from YouTube space. So a week tomorrow, then these two gents, Chris Eubank Jr. and Reynold Quinlan, go to itvboxoffice.co.uk. You can register now. And on the undercard, David Price was with us last week in Preston. He's fighting Christian Hammer, of course, at heavyweight. Kid Galahad's back in the ring as well, and Adam Etch is also fighting. So that's a week tomorrow. Register now at www.itvboxoffice.co.uk. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you guys. It's the live to have finished. Questions from the floor. We've got a few minutes to do that. There's a gentleman here who's got the red mic.
I'm preparing for war.
Anybody want to ask a question from the floor?
Question to Chris. I believe you trained yourself for this fight, is that correct?
I have a team, so you know, no fighter truly trains themselves. You know, I'm in and around people every day, but you know, every fighter has to have their own mind. They have to know what they want to do in the ring, in the gym, and in that sense, you know, I've trained myself. Yeah.
So who will be in the corner for you, giving you any strategic advice during the fight?
My father and Ronnie Davis, as always.
Okay. Another question from the floor. Taking questions from the floor. Anybody?
I have a question.
Anybody else want to ask, or are they all? No, you can't ask a question.
No.
Yeah. Do you want to ask a question? Of...
Sure.
Yeah, go on then. Ask a question, Reynold. Probably don't need the mic, do you?
Huh? No, I don't need the mic now. Okay, so yeah, so your Aboriginal roots. You said it's important to you. I'm asking this question because I want to see where and if you have that incandescent rage because of what's been perpetrated against your compatriots. Do you feel that, how do you feel about the way in which your countrymen have been treated by the society? And is it something that you want to highlight? Is it something that annoys you? Is it something that aggravates you? I mean, is it something, I mean, why are you a fighter?
Well, I'm not a fighter. I don't get caught up in the past. Is the past, like I said. I don't. What's happened has happened. You know, people over there. And I don't get caught up in that. So I just build on a better future as being an original for the next generation. A lot of my people dwell on past as well, and I don't like them caught up in that. What's happened has happened.
So you don't use any energy from what has been done to your countrymen?
No.
You don't?
No.
I'm very happy about
A
that.
lot of you may not know, but I'm actually a proud descendant of a famous tribe too. Maybe you've heard of them, the tribe of the Barbarian.
And he's being smart.
And barbarism is the only thing this man is going to be experiencing on the ring.
I was
It
told
should be a joke instead of a fighter.
I didn't hear?
It should be a joke instead of a fighter.
The line is the comedian, not the joke. And
I was
unfortunately,
telling you about the odds earlier. You know, you are an outsider, but you don't think you're that much of an outsider in this race.
I've been, yeah, so even if it looks like it. So it doesn't really bother me. In the world champion, looks like I'm the underdog, but that's good. I don't feel like that worrying. I'm hitting. Mentally I'm focused. Physically I'm ready. But I'm just looking forward to it.
I just wanted to say something.
Okay, you've got a mic. You've got a, let's get the sound up on that microphone.
I just want to answer Mr. Hewitt's question about the people of Aboriginal people. Naturally, it all happened, and it happened by ancestors of this country. So that's in the back of our mind all the time. And our tribe, particular tribe, was all pushed over the cliff with the ancestors from there. So all that's in the back of our mind. We know that, and we talk about that, and we don't want to give much away for next Saturday night. But you'll see that in response come out of Renal, because we got him focused.
So I do have something then to consider in regards to.
Oh
what
yes,
has
it's
happened.
in the back of my mind. We talked about it on the plane coming over. This is it, you know.
Okay.
This is it for us.
Okay.
This is the move forward. This is the motivation.
Okay. Well,
And
we
we
are
must do that.
we are then warned.
We're the longest living native people in the world, so we've got something there to see. We've been there for 75,000 years, but we're still fighting today for the rights and the good things of Aboriginal people in that country, and we'll get there one day. But just it's in the back of the mind. We never forget about it.
Okay. Well. All right.
Okay. Any other questions, or we'll let the fighters go and get on with their preparations.
This is the quietest press conference I've ever been to.
Okay, I think we're just going to do another for some photographers. Just going to get a head-to-head shot of photographers. Yeah. Okay.